Hi everyone, welcome back to Lavendaire. Today I'm going to do a simple video that's actually highly requested. It's what's on my iPhone. So I have the iPhone 10. I know I personally like to call it the iPhone X. I know it's technically called iPhone 10, but whatever. Forgive me if I call it the iPhone X. But I'm going to do a little screen recording. So if you guys don't know, first quick tip is you can record your iPhone screen from here. All you have to do is go into Control Center. I'll show you right now. You go into Control Center and then Customize Controls, and then you see I've selected the screen recording right here. All right, so first I'll show you my homepage. This image I got from Pinterest. I was looking up like apartment decor inspiration, and this pink couch and the greenery really spoke to me, so I decided to put that as my background to kind of envision my ideal apartment since I'm planning to move in a month or so. So pretty exciting. Before I open the phone, I know a lot of people will ask me about my phone case. So this is a super thin case that I got off Amazon. I think I just looked up like thin iPhone X case. I'll post a link to where I got my case down below, but I know a lot of people ask questions about it. Like even my brother, he came home from Seattle the other day. He has the same phone, but he had like the Apple case, which is like pretty bulky, and he saw mine and he was like, I hate you. And he immediately like purchased my case and copied me. So our phones look identical. All right, so here is what's in my iPhone. Just a quick glance at all my apps. I have 3 pages, and you notice that I don't like to put things on the bottom row. I kind of like to leave space just because I don't want too many apps on my front screen. And I also really care about like filling up most of the apps. Like the last page, I have one empty space, but preferably I like to fill it out so the rows are even. And I turn off all badges. I hate badges. Okay, exception is for like messages and just important, very urgent things. But even for like email, I turn off badges. So I don't know how many unread emails I have unless I open the app and look at it. I hate notifications and I hate badges. So that's how I just like to stay sane, because I don't like notifications popping on my feed all the time. So obviously with a lot of apps, I think I'm just gonna walk you guys through my most used apps. As you can see the front page layout, I think my most used app is probably Instagram. Instagram is just where I spend a lot of time, too much time actually, that I want to spend less time on Instagram in 2018. But yeah, follow me on Lavendaire if you don't already. And that's about it. Let's not talk too much about the apps. On my front page, I also like to keep the apps that I use while I'm in the car, because I don't want to have to be swiping to find the apps that I need. So Spotify is like right here on the bottom right. I use that all the time. And Audible, I listen to in the car. I love listening to all these books. And then podcast is also on the front page. But to be honest, guys, even though I have a podcast of my own, I listen to Audible more than I listen to podcasts. And that's just because I feel more productive when I'm listening to a book, like an entire finished piece, versus like random episodes of podcasts. Because I feel podcasts are like a hit or miss. Sometimes you'll really like an episode, and other times you feel like, oh, that was it? Like, I don't know. I also keep a lot of my social media on the front page for easy access. So YouTube, I go on a lot. Snapchat, I use that to connect with like friends and family more than like my social stuff. One of my favorite apps is called Day One. I've talked about this so many times. This is my journaling app, and in a way that I just use this to document my actual life and bullet point the things I do every day. And as you can see, I have like an entry for every day, and I've literally had this for years. I can go back to, let's say, I think I got this app in 2011. November 2011 was when I started this app. Of course, I didn't post so much, but starting in 2012, no, I think it was 2013, 14. That's when I started to post like almost every day. And more recently, Day One allows you to add multiple pictures per post. So I love adding photos every day of my life just so I can visually look back at my life. It's like my favorite way of like keeping my memories in one digital place. And what's great is you can export your entries into a PDF. You can sync it to your Dropbox, which is what I do. So I make sure that there's no way I can like lose this content. So moving on, I think you guys are interested in my photography apps. So I mainly use VSCO and PicTapGo for editing photos. I have a whole video on how I edit Instagram photos. It obviously has changed a little bit since then because I bought a subscription to VSCO X. And what that is you pay $20 a year and you get like all of VSCO filters plus like a new filter every month. And you get to filter videos, which is what I love. So I love to like filter my videos and then put them on Instagram stories. I don't know. I think that's pretty fun. And I think the $20 a year is definitely worth it. And on the bottom, Wunderlist is my favorite to-do list app, even though they're not continuing on. I think Microsoft bought them out, but I don't care. The app is still functional and I'm using it now. Next to Wunderlist is ZenFriend, which is my favorite meditation app. I've talked about this a lot on my channel as well. Unum, this one's fun. I've mentioned this in my Instagram video, but this is the app that I use to plan my Instagram feed. So I love that you can just like switch photos around. All right, moving on to the second page, which is more like work/businessy related apps. These are apps that I don't use as often as the ones on the front page, but still ones that I want easier access to than like the last page. I just try to organize them by frequency of use and a little bit by category, even though sometimes it's not super organized exactly by category. On the top right, I have Mint, which is my favorite money tracking app. I love that it shows you trends on how much you spend every month, how much you make every month, and you can see the trends for your year, like how much you're spending, whether it stays the same or you're spending more or spending less. I just really like using that for like visually seeing where my money is and where it's going. Another app that you guys might be interested in is called Moments. This is an app that tracks how much time you're spending on your phone. It tracks it by how much time your phone is left on. So sometimes if you're not even on your phone, but your phone is on, it is really interesting just to track how much time you're actually spending looking at your screen, because you want to reduce that amount of time and actually live in the real world. Another thing you might notice is I have two email apps. One is Gmail on the second page and one is Inbox that's on the bottom. So Inbox is linked to my personal email accounts, and then my Gmail is linked to my Lavendaire business accounts. So I keep the Gmail on the second page because I don't want to constantly be thinking about work and business related emails. I like to keep my personal and business emails separate, and it's just nice to have it on the second page. I just left it that way and it doesn't bother me. So yeah. So Trello is another productivity app that I like to use to organize like my plans and my projects. So for example, I have a Trello board for my workbook, like everything I had to do related to the workbook, and then I have like content ideas. So I have like a whole Trello for like ideas that I like to keep and organize. All right, my last page is for like everything else. I have just Apple related apps that I don't like and I don't use, so I just keep them in its own Apple folder. And then media, this is just really just like random shopping sites. Like as you can see, the categories are not exact. Here I have travel related apps. I know some of these are like bank and money apps, but I just wanted to throw it in there because I didn't want to make a new folder for them. But yeah, Uber, Lyft, Airbnb. This is a cool app. Wonderground is an app that I found out through Sarah Dietschy. It's just a weather app that gives you more information, more data than like your standard weather app on your iPhone. So when you're traveling, it's really helpful to look up where you are and see the weather by the hour because you want to know whether it starts raining later in the day or whatever. Wow, look at this air quality index, unhealthy for sensitive groups. Is that crazy? You see, it gets real detailed. I also have some control apps that are related to controlling things in my house. And then I have Venmo, Shazam, Sign Now. TV Time is a cool app that I use to track the episodes of the TV shows that I watch, because sometimes I lose track, and it's fun because it's like also has a social element. So when I was really into watching Terrace House, after you watch the episode, you can go onto the app and see what other people are saying about the TV show and like comment and just laugh at like the gifs that people post about it. So that's fun. And then here I just have two like media streaming apps that I personally don't use. It's just because my boyfriend downloaded it to watch movies and shows on my phone. So FaceApp is actually just a really funny app that I found that I feel is a really nice icebreaker with your friends, because you take a picture of your face and then you could transform it into like young, old, movie star, man. Like you could turn males into females and females into males, and it's just really funny because I don't know, it's entertaining to show people like, this is what you look like when you're old. This is you as a guy. And so I'll show you. I'll do like a quick little, okay, so we'll wait for it to process. Oh, what's also weird, oh, I'm so awkward in that photo. It can make you fake smile. Look at this. Ew. And then me when I'm old. Dang. Are you guys seeing this? Me when I'm young. It's the same, but the skin is like a little smoother. Okay. And lastly, me as a male. I just think it's so funny. It's so entertaining. Like, look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I found that sometimes you're in like a social situation where maybe you don't have anything to talk about. You could be like, oh my God, I have to show you this app. And so that's why I keep this app on my phone. All right, that's what's on my iPhone. If you have any questions about anything, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer you. And now I'd like to do a mini giveaway. So I'm gonna be giving out this cute Hello Kitty iPhone case that I actually bought in Japan, along with some assorted makeup. So we have an eyeshadow palette, 4 liquid lipsticks, and this mini emergency kit that's like a bunch of little things that you would need in an emergency. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my vlog channel, which is at Hello Lavendaire. I'll post the link down below. After you subscribe, just send me a quick tweet at Lavendaire letting me know that it's done. And after that, I will pick one lucky winner on December 30th to win this prize. All right, that's it. Good luck for the giveaway, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.